guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Tammicia and here on my channel I love to share recipes with you guys and everything food related. So I'm pretty excited about today's recipe because it is one of my all-time childhood favorites. I don't know about you guys, but I was one of what you would like to call like a latchkey kid growing up. You know, your parents work, so you let yourself in the house, you know, do your homework, lock the doors, and go into the kitchen and pop something in the microwave real quick until your parents get home and cook dinner. Well, one of my favorites was pot pie. Chicken pot pie to be specific. You know the kind I'm talking about, that you get in the freezer section, about 89 cents to $1, pop it up in the microwave, and it's so good and comforting. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you guys how to make a delicious home-style chicken pot pie with just a few shortcuts. It's gonna be absolutely delicious, absolutely nostalgic, but we're going to kick it up a few notches from the microwave, but also keep it simple. So let's dive right into the recipe. Here are our two shortcuts to our home style chicken pot pie. The first thing is rotisserie chicken. Rotisserie chicken will change your life, guys, I promise you. So all I did, this is my rotisserie chicken that I got earlier this week from Walmart, $4.50. Take the rotisserie chicken out, get all of the meat off of the bones, and then just cube it up. This is about 4 to 5 cups of rotisserie chicken that you can add to your pot pie. You can use, make your own chicken breast as well if you want to do that and just cube it up. But this will just save you some time. And plus you don't have to worry about lacking on flavor because it's already seasoned. Get the traditional though. Don't try to put no lemon pepper rotisserie chicken into your pot pie. Okay, so then also the second shortcut that we're going to use is a refrigerated pie crust. Now I have a couple of videos on my channel previously where I show you guys how to make a homemade pie crust, but I promise you for this recipe, it's absolutely fine for you to use refrigerated. You're still going to get that nice flaky, buttery flavor that you're looking for your pot pie, and it'll save you a little bit of time. To start off, we're going to be using mixed vegetables, which are just frozen mixed vegetables, but I also like to add in fresh celery, onion, and a little bit of garlic. So I'm going to get these sauteed down first before we start mixing our filling together. So this is 2 stalks of celery and about 1/4 of a small onion. Not too much, but enough for me to know that it's there. So I already have my pan preheated. I'm just going to get this in here. And there's a little bit of olive oil in there as well. So I'm gonna let these saute down first just for a few minutes before I go ahead and add in my garlic. So I already added in a teaspoon of garlic. My vegetables are nice and translucent. So what I have is just some frozen mixed vegetables. I'm gonna add that in as well as our chicken. And I'm only adding this in just to kind of get everything warm through. You don't really have to do this since everything is cooked and the vegetables are actually going to cook in the oven anyway, but why not? Okay, so I actually did that without making a mess. So let me get you guys a little bit closer. Just getting this all heated through. Like I said, this step is completely optional. You don't have to do it. It just kind of makes everything a little bit easier to combine once we get it into our pie filling with our sauce. So sorry for the camera angles, guys. You know, if you've been on my channel for a minute, you know that my youngest son normally records for me. But I'm trying to do this on my own today. So bear with me, but I hope you guys can see this good enough. Also, my oven is preheated to 425 degrees, so you definitely want to get your oven going because this actually moves pretty quickly, especially if you're using the shortcuts. So let's start on the rest of our filling. In my saucepan, I have 2 tablespoons of butter that I'm melting down, and then I also have here about 1/3 cup of flour that I'm going to add in here, and you want to give it a good stir as well. Get the flour combined in with your butter. And it is going to start, if you can see like little balls forming, don't worry about that. Just get all of the flour coated. And then what we're gonna do next is add in some broth as well as some milk. Okay, so to our flour and butter, you want to add in about 2 cups of chicken broth as well as about 2/3 cup of milk. And you want to continuously stir this, and it's better if you use a whisk. I don't have one. But continuously stir this because it's going to thicken up. But as it thickens, you don't want it to get clumpy, you know, because of the flour. So you just want to continuously move it until you have a nice, smooth but thickened sauce. And then what we're going to do next is go ahead and get this seasoned up. Hey guys, so I'm going to come in with a quick voiceover right here because in this clip I felt like I was rambling on just a little bit too much about the seasonings. So I need to get straight to the point. Basically, you want to season to your preference and you want to season to taste. I don't have any particular measurements. I just season it until I get it to the point that I like it. But particularly when I make chicken pot pie, I stick to the same basic seasonings and herbs, which is poultry seasoning, pepper, as well as celery salt. That combination works great for me. If you don't have poultry seasoning, you can use sage and just a pinch of nutmeg. All right, guys, back to the recipe. So here is my pie pan. What I did was, this is a 2-pack you want to use. Now, I've seen some pot pies that don't have a bottom crust, and you can do just a top crust if you like. I like mine to be double crusted, so I'm going to lay one of the crust onto the bottom. Now guys, let me tell you right now, I am not one thing that I really wish that I was better at was pie crust, and you know, with the decorating and making my pie look all fancy and nice. It just never works out. I'm more of like the rustic pie. I like the rustic look of my pies. Okay, so this is good. Just want to fit it in there. And you want to make sure that if you are using refrigerated pie crust, or even if you're making your own from scratch, you just want to make sure that you get it to room temperature if it's been in the refrigerator or freezer. If not, it's going to be a little difficult to roll out. Okay, so we got our bottom crust in. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and get our chicken filling and pour it into our pan as well. Okay, so we have our chicken and our vegetables already into our pie crust. Now we're just going to take our sauce or filling and just pour it all in there. Now, you can do it either way. You can do it the way that I'm doing it now, which is just pouring it in, or you can actually mix everything into a bowl and just pour it all in at one time. Honestly, I don't know why I started doing it this way. I've just been doing it this way for a few years and it just kind of stuck. No rhyme or reason as to why. Okay, so let me put this up real quick. All right, so that looks good. And I like to just kind of take my spoon and just wiggle the sauce all the way down just to make sure that it's coating everything. And then next, what we're going to do is put our top pie crust on. Let's get our top crust on. All you're gonna do is just unroll it. And like I said, if you leave it out to become room temperature, it should be pretty easy if you're using refrigerated. And we're just gonna pop that onto the top and just kind of press it in. And also, let me show you real quick. You want to bake this on top of a cookie sheet. So I just have an old cookie sheet and I lined it with some foil because this is going to bubble up in the oven and you don't want that spilling out onto the bottom of your oven. Trust me, I have done it before and it was a lesson learned when the fire alarm went off. Okay, and also another thing you want to do That's just flour from the packaging, it's okay. You want to just kind of slit, give it a little slit in the middle, like that, just so that it can release some of the steam as it's cooking. Let me stop fussing with this pie crust. I'm trying to make it look cute for the video, but guys, otherwise, I would just pop it in the oven. Okay, so we're gonna get this onto our cookie sheet and we're gonna pop it in our oven. Our oven is already preheated for 425 degrees. We're gonna pop this into the oven for 30 minutes. So here is our chicken pot pie. It's actually been out of the oven for about an hour. I had to stop recording or pick my son up from work. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut into it so you guys can see the inside, and we'll give it a quick little taste test as well. So I'm gonna wrap up today's video. I wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching this recipe. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you do try this recipe out, please come back and let me know what you think about it. I absolutely love to hear feedback from you guys when you do try the recipes out. So what I am going to do is take my plate of my pot pie over to the couch. I'm gonna grab my blanket, a remote control, I'm gonna put my feet up, and I'm gonna chill for the rest of the evening. So until the next recipe, guys, I hope that you stay safe and stay blessed. See you next time.